Winner bracket semifinal. We are in the playoffs, everybody. The Kings going up against Rospedol. Meta Madness continues with the playoffs. And whew, we had some banger series already, specifically when we're talking about Rospedol. I mean, damn. That series that they played against the IIS crew was crazy. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely go back on YouTube and watch it. If not, you are massively missing out. That was an absolute highlight. I mean, holy hell. Now we are in another best of 5. Again, we are in the playoffs, which means that the bans are now set. So there are no additional bans that are coming in anymore. We have 18 bans in total, all of them listed down here. And, boah, it's going to be a wild playoff battle, for sure. So, 18 pre-bans. Heroes can't be played again. And with every single map, that means 10 more heroes are removed from the pool. We are currently in the winner bracket of the playoffs. The loser will still drop down in the lower bracket and has a chance there to make it to the grand final. Now, this patch has already... We're currently in the live patch, but what essentially happened is that the pinnacle quests got introduced. We talked in the recent streams already about how we expect to at least have some of the pinnacle quests to be adjusted. Blizzard rolled out a patch that did exactly that, but apparently Sylvanas was massively bugged on it, and so they re-rolled it immediately, which means that we still now have the additional, the original values for the pinnacle quests, at least here on the first play day of the playoffs. Now, during the playoffs, I still expect that patch to be dropped at some point with those bugs removed. And then heroes like Kerrigan, Falstad, Thrall will see slight adjustments to their numbers and make them a little bit less oppressive. Falstad gets banned. Thrall is up. Kerrigan, they still pick very early on Garden of Terror. The Kings, they were jumping one round in the playoffs because they positioned themselves in the 1-2 spot in the rankings. So the first 2 places were able to move on directly. And yeah, for Rospedol, we're now getting Muradin and Oriel over here. It should be a pretty interesting one, because coming in as a favorite is obviously the Kings. And we had Rospedol finish 5th in the round robin. But at this point, we could see 3 mappers still if it's a clean 3-0 for our team. But after that, it's map number 4, map number 5. And we can end up with a maximum of 64 heroes being banned. 40 because they are played. 18, making 58, because they are pre-banned for the entire event. And then, of course, in the draft for game number 5, if it comes to that, the 6 heroes that get removed there. So 64 in total, which just cuts the numbers down incredibly quickly. The one hero that was added from the final round robin phase towards the playoffs was Malfurion. So there is now a chance, if at any point double supports get played, that you can actually choke out supports, healers, in game number 5. Or depending on how many double heal compositions have been played beforehand, maybe even in game number 4. So that's always something to keep a bit of an eye on if a team starts playing double healer early on in the series. That starts to become an option then, and then you really have mind games going on of how to play things out here. Tyrande and Leoric, so they have a couple of slow stuns, can chain things with Kerrigan as well. And with that now, we have, of course, for the red team, their next double pick here. After Muradin and Oriel started us off, we still need to follow on these 2. And there's Samuro. Samuro and Kel'Thas. Samuro is actually more or less perma-banned in the previous series that we had. Now we have with Garden of Terror a pretty big map where he has a lot of range that he can use. So a lot of wiggle room there for VARIAN to make his mark. There are, I guess, a couple of potential globals still around that could also match Samuro if they wanted to. But let's see what the blue team is now going to pull off here. Anubarak for more dive and stun, and we get Cassia. So now we have Anubarak engaging, Kerrigan, Tyrande, and Leo potentially follow up in 5-man fights. And then Cassia could go Valkyrie, but either way, she's going to be the main damage together with Kerrigan. And for Rospedol, the final pick as we're now heading into game number 1 of the series. So, yeah, let's have a bit of a look. A bit more damage would go a long way. Maybe triple frontline for them too. Greymane, okay, great for the mercenary camps as well. So with that, stage is set. Ladies and gentlemen, winner bracket semi-final. We have the Kings going up against Rospedol on Garden of Terror. The Kings on the left in blue as we're heading into our first map. We got Ubi on Leoric. Ultralisk on Kerrigan, coming in with the Fury of the Swarm. The big one for Kerrigan, obviously, being the pinnacle reward over here for her baseline. We got Morenas on Cassia, Scorch on Tyrande, and Lopaka is playing a Nubarak for the team. Over on the right side, Machko for Hospedal with Muradin. We got Itrax on Greymane, Arian on Samuro, Lavakal on Kalthas, and Balor on Oriel, coming in with a righteous assault. And yeah, time to party. So, bit of a macro, well, not necessarily a full-on macro approach. You have Samuro on your side, so this is definitely something that can annoy the opponent whenever he's pushing on the side lanes. But it's not like they're running a full global or anything. We've seen Nidus Zagara in combo with Falstad. That's a real macro play. If you go full Vikings, that could be one too. But here, we still have a 3-lane split now for the Kings as they're moving onto the lanes. But of course, you have really good assets as well. If you are Ross Pedol right now. Not as good as Sydney Sweeney, but I mean, again, you have Greymane, for example, now on the camp. And he's a huge tool to have available if you're trying to go for camp control. And can help you to get them really, really quickly. All the way at the top, though, we got Ultralisk sitting tight. Again, Kerrigan is going to try and get all of this done as quickly as she possibly can. Just making sure that you got all of that extra damage in. And this is one of those things that a lot of people have actually been asking for when the Pinnacle Quest got introduced. The first time that we saw them played Ultralisk wasn't available for the blue team. So this is the first chance that he gets to show off his Kerrigan plays with the change quest. And, well, a bit of a dive happening over here as it is the red team that gets aggressive early on. Okay, so, yeah, here comes Kerrigan. Tries to go for a bit of a combo. Full on engage. I mean, damn, son. They take the risk here and they take Leorki down. So it's a first blood for Rospiedol. And they're getting a Nubarak too. Nice. They get 2 kills and they steal the camp. The Polish team stealing away the camp of the Nameless Kings over here. And just really putting their mark onto the game very early on. They have a double camp now pushing the bot lane. And allows them to take the wall out immediately. Love the aggression from them. And it paid off this time. Can obviously backfire massively, but in this case, they reaped the rewards and were able to get, I mean, there's a lot of damage on the fort. This early in the game, 2 minutes in, you essentially remove 30% of the bot lane's fort HP. That is big. And on top of that, of course, the camp in and of itself. So, nicely done. Well played, and it paid off for them. For the blue team, bit of a setback. Nothing too insane yet, but still, we already realize, okay, our opponent is going to be very aggressive in all of this. We now have the first seed on. I'm still falling into this trap all the time. I want to call it the tribute. It's the same mechanic. It's the same thing. So, yeah, we'll see. And Nubarak is just like sitting around here to, I guess, slow them down slightly. And then Greymane instantly with a couple of attacks on this one. Yeah, well, they're still fighting it out for the first seed. Also, huge shout out to everybody that is a supporter on Patreon, by the way. So patreon.com/Khaldor. As I said before, Meta Madness is fully sponsored by myself and therefore also through the supporters. So we have 2,000 euros in prize money for the event here. And as I said, it would not be possible without people supporting this. Blizzard as a band in Heroes Esports like 7 years ago. Ever since then, we've hosted, I mean, I want to say hundreds of tournaments. It's probably not an exaggeration at this point. And all of this wouldn't have been possible without people supporting the stream and the channel. So thank you for everybody that is a supporter over on patreon.com/Khaldor. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out too. But thanks a lot, and you guys make stuff like this possible. So cheers. Possible kills now. We actually have a bit of a trade. Tyrande and Greymane both down, so they're exchanging a bit of action. Seed has still been claimed by the red team earlier. And Kalthas, he's actually stacking this up a bit faster now. So Rospedol played Kalthas previously on Garden of Terror. It seems to be like a map that they really want to pick. And they struggled to get the stacks for Kalthas initially, which made it very difficult for him to survive the mid game. And at this point, we're now having 10 stacks already. So this is definitely him getting a bit more value also out of the camps that they're claiming here. So the sooner this is done, the better. Will give him more survivability. And yeah, Ubi Talking about survivability. I was like, Leo, are you good? Yeah, he's fine. Kerrigan, 41 stacks right now. Sitting at the bottom of the map. So at 75, you're starting to get your reward. And then at 125, when we're talking about the damage. And Ultralis is going to work this as best as he can. But they want those combos. Yes, and there it is. Easy combo. Easy combo to take down Greymane. That's a few more stacks right there. And the timing also very, very nice for them. Can rotate towards the top and maybe even push that wall down a notch. But we're having the battle happening over here. Each team now has a seat, by the way. So as it comes down to the objective, we're working this a little bit. Anubrak has to dive out. Lopaka, careful. And Tyrande with another easy stun here. Scorch just crushing it. Scorch is a little bit sad right now because Malfurion got pre-banned. But at least with Tyrande he can still crush things. We have 37 stacks also for Cassia, which is honestly pretty awesome. 37 stacks for Cassia is pretty nice. So, yeah, at the 6-minute mark, that's a decent amount of work already done by her. So, good job. Really capitalizing on all of the skirmishes that we've seen thus far. And both of the teams are now getting closer and closer to level 10 abilities. So once the heroics kick in, this is where the real party starts. And we get a Ball of Lightning and Starfall for Tyrande. As Mirrodin locks in Avatar, we get Blade Storm. And Auriel, this is the only question. Aegis, or is it going to be a rewind? Yeah, they go for Resurrect. So they're going to try and resurrect a couple of people over here. Still the whip into the wall. Nicely done. And that could be a kill. And it might... Oh, well, maybe it isn't. Ball of Lightning, turnaround attempt. And Cassia finally falls, but way later than I thought she would. And they really dropped their hit points low. I mean, damn. I looked for a long time like we might see some victims on the red team side too. They were able to make it out. But the seed is still up and is being fought for. So, Resurrect. Didn't have to use it yet. Ubi. It's actually a little bit weird to see him on Leoric here. In my head, I associate the entire time now Ubi still with Zeratul, with, I don't know, Maiev or whatnot. But you have Ultralisk on the team side, of course, as well. So there's a lot of overlap between the two of them. And in this case, Kerrigan gets played by Ultralisk. That puts them into the need of an actual side laner. And so Ubi finds himself on Leo. They are getting another kill, and this time on Mirrodin. Now, Kerrigan already has hit the first threshold. So she already hit the first reward with the additional 125 damage. And now we're having her at 87, and she's really capitalizing on the kills that they're getting against heroes too. So those Ravage plays are getting better and better. And look at that. Now Kel'Thas is gone. That's a triple kill. So Mirrodin eliminated. Kel'Thas is down. Resurrect not being used so far. That would just lead to another kill, but it gets us very close to Kerrigan getting an even bigger reward. Again, she's at 100 stacks now, and at 125, we're getting 200 additional damage. So this is going to be big. Blizzard will adjust some of these down. We already know that, or increase thresholds. But for now, they can still enjoy the full force of those pinnacle quests. And for Ultralis, this is going to be a mad amount of damage that he locks in. We have Kerrigan at 9,000 currently, but it's not really about like sustainable damage in team fights that get dished out over time. We can really build that up. It's more so about this on-point damage against a single target where you can really just wreck him. But you can see it in the siege damage here. I mean, huge parts of how Kerrigan is currently get her siege damage out is just these Ravage plays as she's trying to stack. So that has a huge impact on the numbers, and she outpaces, for example, Samuro, who might get a kill now. Samuro at the top? No way! What an entomb! Dude, the hell is wrong with you? That was insane! What did I just watch? Check that entomb out. He's sitting at the top, is about to get killed. I mean, he died anyways, but then he gets that little corner and gets the entomb out. Wow. That was crazy. Cut that off a bit too soon, but that he was able to trap him like this was nasty. Good for him. Resurrect getting some value as they're getting Greymane back in. Ubi again still died at the end of the day. Was still a cool play to watch. But now we have 70,000 damage for Carrigan, and Ultralisk is about to complete this. So jumps in, gets all of this. They have to play off against the Garden Terrors though, because the first objective has now been successfully claimed by Rospedol. So the Polish team is able to get some value for themselves, but what can they get out of the Garden Terrors? Carrigan needs 3 stacks to be done, and there it is. They get a kill on Greymane. Carrigan with all that extra damage right now. Ultralisk is jumping in again. No Resurrect available. Still on cooldown. They are going to lose at least a fort at the top, I guess. Carrigan is trying to defend. I don't think she's going to be able to make that happen. But she can threaten Arion a little bit. I mean, damn, look at that damage that she just got. One little jump, but Ultras kind of got baited here. So it's a huge amount of damage, and he gets a kill on Samuro! Uses the Chrysalis, the rest of the team rotates in, and now they're coming through with an Oriel kill. Oh boy! And Kel'Thas is dead too. Ultralisk absolutely flipping the script on them. Look at this. Samuro thought that he was hot shit, and then a second later, he's the first one to fall. Gets absolutely murdered by a Ravage. Carrigan, just way too powerful. There is a reason why they wanted to get the adjustment patch in. Had to roll it back, obviously, as I explained in the intro. But it will hit servers sooner rather than later again, because this is just absurd. Then again, they could have banned her out. So now Greymane gets killed. We're looking at 11 kills to 6. And it's just nasty business that's happening here. A 2-level gap, level 16 talents as a lead. Epicenter for Anubarak now. And you look over to the damage output. We have 43,000 for Cassia. Carrigan at 22,000. Keep in mind, just a couple minutes ago. How long ago? She was sitting at 8,000. So has really started to bring numbers. And that on-point damage against single targets is just crazy. Her siege damage at 88,000 essentially. So, yeah, for the red team, bit of a problem. More camps are being taken, and of course all of these are now stolen away. One camp after another that's currently claimed here, and they're a bit too late to try and contest this one. If it even was a plan in the first place. But, yeah, Carrigan is pushing the wave in. They got the Siege Giants. Inspire buff is already triggered. It's a double camp that goes for it now. Leo is still pushing in the middle, so Ubi is currently dealing with a more macro approach on this. Not joining the team fight, but since Samura isn't there either, it's not a problem. And Greymane is dead again. Greymane is dead again. Jumped on by Carrigan, and that is the 7th time that Greymane has just died. Beautiful entomb over the wall to take down Oriel. Fantastic play by Ubi once more. The team says thank you, gets another kill, and now they can open up the wall. But yes, Greymane has died 7 times. And we're only 12, 13 minutes in. 2 forts are gone, and they're opening a keep wall up like it's nothing. So, great job here. They go through that top lane like hot butter through cheese. And you might not be able to go like hot butter through cheese, but what you can definitely do is you can drink your coffee in a hot butter through cheese mug. Those are also linked in the description, by the way. Best mug in universe. I have actually 2 of them. 16 is finally there. Maybe Rospedol with 16 can do something. They got Alpha Killer now. Greymane, by the way, thought at some point that it was a fantastic idea to go for the Wizened Duelist. And, yeah. Given his death count, I think he was picturing a bit of a different game here. So, slightly unfortunate. Here's the Cocoon. Carrigan again looking for the engage as she comes in from the top. Ultralisk is now joining. Beautiful Entomb again. Tease up the rest of the team. And they are on it. They can definitely start to get the kills here with Oriel being the first victim. Greymane falling second. Muradin gets obliterated. And then the Owl kill against Kel'Thas. As Hedwig hits the face of the Blood Elf. So he's gone too. That's 17 kills to 6 now. The Kings! Damn. They had a fantastic round robin in the group stage. But boy, they saved the best place for the playoffs, didn't they? They have level 20 talents now. There's a 3-level gap between the 2 teams. With a Shooting Star for Tyrande. Psionic Shift for Carrigan. And it's just absolutely nasty what they're currently pulling off here. They open up the mid lane and are now trying to go straight in for that keep. Kerrigan at the top is just bloodthirsty and wants to get more kills. So she's actually looking for, well, for Samura initially, and then goes for the seeds instead. Now, they have to fall back in the middle, but they already did so much damage here that they can essentially pick it up whenever they want. And Leo is back down to the bottom of the map as they are getting their seed and therefore also the Garden Terror. So the objective for them right there. And Ubi, I mean, again, on Zeratul, he's an absolute amazing pleasure to watch. Another Entomb that stops them from escaping, allows the team to rotate in. He goes down as a result. And actually, that fight is not going too well for them. I expected Kerrigan at some point to make an appearance, but my bad, because Ultralisk is still sitting at the top lane. So this time, they might have bitten off a little bit more than they wanted. But it's a 5-man defense at the bot lane, which means that now, in the middle, the keep is gone against the Garden Terror. And Kerrigan has all the space in the world at the top lane to take another keep down. We have Greymane eliminated. Samuro gets insta 1v1 by Kerrigan. And Oriel has also dropped. So this is essentially game. I mean, they're going for the rest of the team, and they're taking them down too. Kelsas is dropped, and that's going to be a 5-man team wipe in just a second. Because there's no way that they're going to let Muradin escape. Another Entomb, another kill, and that is game. 1-0 lead for the Kings as they are going for an absolute brutal display of strength on Garden of Terror and take down Rospedol in the best of 5 series. Nicely done. GG. We're going to head in game number 2 in a second. Guys, if you enjoy the content, if you like the coverage here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really helps to spread the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past and might rejoin the game. So spread the love a little bit, help to promote the games here, like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the series. So the Kings have taken the lead. Pretty dominant performance by them as well on the first map, so Garden of Terror was definitely a statement. Now the 10 heroes that have been played are eliminated, which means that in total 28 are out as we're entering the draft for map number 2, Infernal Shrines. We get the ban instantly on Maiev. The good news for Rospedol is that Kerrigan is now out. She can only be played once, that has already happened, so she's not going to appear again within the series. But the Kings have taken the lead, and Cho'Gall gets banned. I mean, honestly, at this point, I think most of the teams are just looking at Rospedol and they're like, yeah, we just don't want to deal with it. I'm not 100% certain if they would actually pick him on Infernal Shrines. I don't think so, especially since I would have expected then also to... I mean, there's so much around still. You have Marthael, you have Tychus that you can pick. Fair enough, Greymane has already been taken and Leo has been played, but still, there's still enough to deal with Cho'Gall if you really want to. If we ban him right now, then there is a very, very big chance that Cho'Gall is just going to be consistently banned, because the more heroes get removed, the stronger he essentially becomes, because some of the typical counters, or heroes that are strong against him at least, will be removed. So... Tyrael gets banned, and final ban before we're going into our first pick phase, we get Thrall eliminated. Thrall is still, of course, big impact with the Pinnacle quest, and since Blizzard rolled the patch back that was changing it, you still complete his second threshold at 40 stacks instead of the 55 that it will be in the future. And 55 is a little bit more manageable. It just slows things down slightly, which is fine. His power spikes are just hitting a bit too early, and I think they might make more adjustments in the future. Zeratul as a first pick. I mean, Arion on Zeratul is not bad, but there's obviously also that interplay between having Ubi on the blue team side, who plays an absolutely mean Zeratul and has just destroyed people single-handedly with him during the round robin. But now Rospedol is just saying, okay, we take him for ourselves, and he can do a lot for us too. And we eliminate him at the same time from the opponent. So it's essentially double value that they're getting out of that simple pick. So, well done. Didn't want to ban him out, take it for themselves. They got first pick, Yrel and Gul'dan on the other side. We haven't seen Gul'dan with an Ecto Corruption build yet, ever since the Pinnacle quests came in. So far it was just always the Rampant Hellfire build. And here comes Falstad now. So we get Falstad and we get Daggard Kane. So... some Pinnacle quests at least are making it in. This is a bit telegraphed. I mean, it's Infernal Shrines. Falstad as a choice, especially in the current patch, was very much so expected. If not by the red team, then the blue team would have for sure loved to grab him or ban him out in the next ban rotation, of course. But now we have with Gul'dan at least a lot of AoE that he can get out on the shrine itself. Urel sitting on that side lane. And apparently they're a little bit, I mean, not worried, but they want to avoid some kind of Void Prison into ring play. I love those wombos. They're not getting played these days anymore as much as they were in the past, but it's always fun when a team attempts to do it. Being it VP into Apocalypse, or, I mean, all the other Apocalypse plays that you can go for. But especially with the Ring of Frost, it can be pretty awesome. Uther gets eliminated too. No Divine Shields to the rescue. Makes it also a little bit easier for Zeratul to engage. When he jumps in, he is not faced with an immediate stun from Uther. Now we get Kharazim and Diablo. Okay, so Scorch on Kharazim right now. Yeah. Go bald, baby. Now we got two baldies, essentially. One by choice, the other one not so much. For the other one, it's more so age. At least when I look at Deckard Cain's dome, that's the conclusion I come to. I'm a little bit of a connoisseur on the matter. Lavikal goes for Tychus, and we get May. Okay, so that leaves us... I mean, honestly, Zeratul is then the only side laner for May. So we're not going triple frontline or anything of the sorts. Zeratul, they have only May as the blocker at the front and Zeratul to dissect the rest of the team. That leaves us with Ultralisk, and it is Tracer as the final pick. So, Infernal Shrines, everybody. Let's jump in. Map number 2 in the best of 5. The Nameless Kings with the lead in the series. Over on the left, we got Lopaka on Diablo. Ubi with Urel. We got Ultralisk on Tracer. Scorch on Kharazim. And then Murenas on Gul'dan with a Chaotic Energy on level 1. Over on the right side, it's Rospedol with Malchko playing May. We got the heat transfer over here. Lavikal with a grenade build for Tychus. Bala on Deckard Cain. Itrax, as so often nowadays, with a frequent flyer on Falstad, aiming for that Pinnacle Quest reward. And then Arian playing Zeratul with a Void / build. So going Cleave build over here. And, yep. Let's see. Can they take a 2-0 lead here, the blue team? Game number 1 was a statement. They crushed it. They absolutely crushed it. They did an amazing job there. And now they're going to try and follow that up with another performance on the same level here. But if this is going to work out or not, very, very different story. Big fight in the middle. And Diablo seems to be the first one to fall. And yep, Dibbles is down. Falstad made it out of the fight. They were trying to at least get a kill on him too. But that backfired. So, once again, we have Rospedol with an aggressive start into the early game and with a quick kill. So, not bad. Tracer runs over here. Kharazim. For the few people, by the way, that watch this that usually don't watch any of the content here, Kharazim's Iron Fist is the standard talent for Kharazim, no matter which role he plays. So Kharazim as a solo support, still Iron Fists. Everything else is basically a waste. So this has been, for the last 10 years roughly, the go-to talent on level 1. I still get the occasional comment when Kharazim gets played where people are surprised that he went for the damage build. But yeah, that is just the typical talent that you pick no matter what. Now, Falstad obviously is gonna ramp his stacks up over here, and we'll see how far he gets with this. That's actually an absolute insane amount of side lane damage that you can do with Falstad whenever you are getting those stacks in. And we've seen that in some of the previous series. Then, of course, also the lane push leads you immediately to try and get some structural damage in too. So there's some crazy stuff that you can pull off with it. And I actually think that it's not only the direct impact of the Pinnacle Quest and the immediate reward that you get, but particularly when we're talking about level 20 abilities, this could also play a role. Because I think Epic Mount is going to see more and more play. Since if you are able to dish out lots of damage, if you are moving on the map, then it makes it more interesting for you to be super mobile, so that you can push some towers down, some forts, some keeps, maybe even attack the core, or just simply assist on a lane or in a team fight. So, yeah. By now we got on level 4 talents, the Cleave build continued. We have also Gul'dan just going to more sucky with the health funnel over here, as he's going to try and drain everybody dry. And yeah, first objective is now starting to pop up, but the blue team is already having a lead as they go for the gate. So it's actually kind of nice because now they have some vision here. They're also slowing the rotation down with Urel a bit. That allows them to take the second tower down. So this is pretty neat as they are entering into all of this. Taking 2 towers down and maybe now even getting a kill is massive. And they get that kill. They take Tychus down. That's huge. Just dropping that wall alone is already big, because you get vision, you see what's happening over there. Now they even go for Falstad at the bottom of the map. Even Zeratul potentially. Can they take Arian down here? And the answer is probably not. Nah. Ultralisk came in and was nearly close enough, but not quite. 3 kills to 1, and Urel is attempting to get the team elite, but they're pushing at the bottom of the map at the same time. It's kind of funny though, since nobody is trying to actually deal with this. Now that Tychus is coming in, they're starting to slowly make a play for it. So Ubi isn't risking anything. It allowed the team at the bottom of the map to get level 7 talents and also push more aggressively for some of those initial structures. But now they're still looking to engage into the fight. Diabolical momentum. There's the first stun. They're trying to go for Deckard Cain. Identified the weakest link, and they go for the old geezer. Bye-bye Boomer. He's gone. 4 kills to 1, and Tychus is also dead. Yeah, the Kings are not taking any prisoners here. They're crushing it. Ultralisk is having a fun day today. He's just zipping around them, first with Karrigan in game number 1, and now he's utilizing Tracer. Seems like the red team has officially given up on the objective, but no way. Oh my god, Ultralisk! I mean, at this point, he even gets the mad support from the rest of the team, as Rospedol was about to get a kill on Tracer, and then instead Falstad falls, and Tracer is able to survive. The timing and all of this was absolutely impeccable for them. Now they're getting, with the Inspire buff on the minions, more structures, tower down, gate down, second tower is nearly fallen. Full 1-level lead, by the way. And of course, during all of this, there's still the play at the top ongoing, where the fort might even... probably not going to fall. Well, actually, they might get... They are getting Arian, aren't they? Yeah, Zeratul goes down. Zeratul is dead. Machko might be in trouble. Tychus is coming in, gets instantly pushed away. And now they're starting to chase him. But that fort at the top lane, even though it is not going to get destroyed here, has suffered a lot. Down to... what's that? 25% of its HP if we are... I feel generous right now, so let's say 25%. Quest completed for Gul'dan, and there's level 10s now. 1.5 level of an advantage. 6 kills to 1, and at the bottom of the map, they're going for the next structure. I mean, they're all over the place. Honestly, the Kings, they are playing this so well. I love these side lane pushes where you just use the Inspire buff on the minion wave to get structures. They're taking one fort out. Rest of the team was anchoring the place a little bit. Lopaka in particular, just making sure he sees all of this. Now they're coming in with Gul'dan, trying to take the camp, and the rest of the team is of course nearby. One of the main reasons why this is working so cleanly here is of course that they have a level 10 advantage. If it wasn't for that, guaranteed Rospedol is trying to make a play. But since the opponent has a level 10 and you just don't, you gotta be very careful what you do. Ubi, oh my god. Gets Falstad, just jumps in over and over and gets the kill on Falstad. Now they extended that lead to nearly 2 levels. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Rospedol is having a very rough time. And the attack at the top continues. Another minion wave, another Inspire buff procs, and boom, fort number 2 is down too. They went for the wall here. Ice wall for May, and we have the Void Prison. Was already a bit telegraphed with the build, of course. But can they use it? Well, there's the ice wall. 7-sided strike, Horrify, Gust. I'm not sure if they did themselves any favors here. And Zeratul is dead again. Nice VP into a Deckard Cain ult, but I don't think you get a kill out of this. Nope, with Zeratul, if he's still alive, then maybe. But as is, it's not happening. Falstad is now dead too. That leaves 3 defenders on the map. And they're defending this as best as they can, but there's a chance that the Kings are locking in not only another kill, as they just did against Mei, but are also, oh my god, making a move for the fort. And Tychus is dead. The Kings are just cleaning up. 11 kills to 1. That's where we're at. With 20,000 damage for Gul'dan. Funnily enough, he's not even top damage. Tychus is the top damage dealer in the game. He wasn't even able to make it. And the fort, yeah, they can't quite take it down yet either. Ultralisk is now going to deal with it though. So yeah, Ultralisk comes in, takes it on. We have Gul'dan going for the next camp before they are getting ready for objective number... It's only objective number 2. They're level 13 talents with 11 kills to 1 and have taken 2 forts out, and we're just now getting into the second objective of the game. Crazy. Really kind of crazy, but well, that's exactly where we are right now. So, over on the left, Shaman Camp is about to be claimed. Diablo saying hello. Team sees what's happening. We're going to try and engage that. Yep, and they're jumping instantly on this. Let the camp leash though. And Deckard Cain has to use his ulti in order to retreat. Falstad is still getting a camp at the bottom. And the old man is gone. Deckard Cain gets murdered. Yep. 3 forts gone. Ooh, Lavikal pausing the game. Well, resuming it immediately. I was about to say, maybe he needs to stand up because they're getting spanked so hard that he can't sit anymore. But apparently that was a mistake. Alright. Camp is taken. There are 27 stacks on the Shrine Minions, by the way. And yeah, they are just... I think they are just delaying this to get close to level 16. If they can push with level 16 on top of that too, that would be a big one for them, of course. So, yeah, certainly possible. I mean, right now, we're having the defense at the bottom. Karazim is getting them closer to the Frozen Punisher. And now we have, yeah, the push through the middle. This attack is going to hurt. Yeah, no loop for this one. That one is going to get nasty. They are going to have that level 16 talent, and now they're taking Falstad out. Oh my god. The Gust... Losing Gust was already bad enough as is, but now it's literally just that big Punisher push through the middle with the level 16 talent available for the Kings. We have them with way over 100 fists, so more damage actually for the blue team. And they want that keep. They want more if they can get it. 13 kills to 1. There's the VP to buy them a little bit more time. But Mei explodes. Yeah, well, they were actually wondering if maybe she can force them back, but nah. So now they're going for... Diablo survives, and they're going for the keep. Another kill coming in as Falstad gets jumped by the Punisher. He wants a piece of the action as well. I mean, he wants to have some fun too. So that is another kill, and yeah, wide open. They're not going for the core directly, but they're going straight to the top lane. Just going through the side wall here. And like, are we rotating around this? Like, nah. Just like go through the wall, and then we're taking the entire tower down. Maybe even the keep, but it's just nasty. You gotta give it to the Nameless Kings. They are incredible. It's a fantastic team. Super strong. Rospedol had such a spectacular series in the first round of the winner bracket. But at this point, they are getting crushed. They are really getting crushed. Now, then again, to be fair, it seems to be a bit of a specialty of theirs to just fall behind in the first few games and then go for big reverse sweep plays and trying big comebacks. So, let's keep that in mind. Good news is that Falstad is 148 stacks. That means that he has his second quest reward already, which is nice. That gives him a lot more additional damage. You have to, of course, do a lot more work in order to get to the final one and complete the pinnacle reward here. But still, Falstad is now getting value. So he can push those side lanes out much more easily. He can go for those team fights. If that's going to be enough to turn the tides of some of these battles, that's a very different question. If you look at the gap in experience, we're talking 4 levels. That's nasty. 4 level gap right now. Here comes the attack against Mei again. Zeratul in the mid lane against Urel. Ubi is having a good time. Might have a pretty bad time. Oh, no way. Oh! Oh, shit! That was so close! Oh my god! Falstad's Gust nearly killed Zeratul. And Ubi, of course he gets out. Of course he gets out. Because, you know, if he died there, it would be boring. No way! Still the 4-level gap between them, but... Oh, what on earth was that? The Gust nearly killed Zeratul and then he just jumps away. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. So now instead we have the move at the bot lane for keep number 2. Still no level 16 talents for Rospedol, which is exactly what the Kings are trying to exploit here. VP, Machko, yeah, eats the damage, eats the slow, still fine. Diablo gets the wall stun, bye bye! Zeratul is dead, but at least they're getting Diablo this time. So Diablo is down, Falstad is getting punched in the feathers, and has to Gust again as May died over on the right side. Tychus is gone, and the old man moving back out as they are making the move for, well, not quite the core, but the key. Yeah, nearly level 20. So they're going to get level 20 talents in a second, and they're just sieging endlessly up. We're now 13, 14 minutes into the game, and the party just continues. With the level 20 talents, we're now getting Seraphim. We have Epiphany, and we get Haunt here. With the Arcane gone, the core is slowly starting to lose hit points. I guess you can scratch it slowly, because they are burning that baby down. That's 50% left. Falstad is dead. 21 kills to 2. The Kings are crushing it. They're crushing the game. The catapults are, of course, doing tons of damage now as well. It's not really late in the game, but again, they're chipping in and helping out. And that's the 2-0 advantage now for the blue team. Nicely done. GG. Well played. Coming up next, we have game number 3 for you guys. Before we go, a big shout out to everybody that is supporting the channel on patreon.com/Khaldor. Really appreciate the support, guys. Thank you very, very much. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support our efforts to keep the Heroes of the Storm esports scene live with all of the events and tournaments that we're hosting, then please consider to check out patreon.com/Khaldor and support the channel there. It's the best way to support all of the things that we're currently doing for the scene and plan to do in the future. With that being said, enjoy the next game of the series. Dragonshire map number 3. Here we go. The Kings are in the lead with a 2-0, so you can argue that the Rospedol has them exactly where they want them to be. Has been a little bit of a theme for the Polish team that they are losing the first few maps and then, you know, they turn it around and they start their comeback. But all slight jokes aside, the Kings, fantastic showing so far. Not only the 2-0, but then also now the way that they won those, very dominant, crushing it. Really showing why they were able to do so well in the round robin and why they are now one of the teams that is expected to make it one way or another to the grand final, or at least the final rounds here. Now, Cho'Gall gets banned again. As I said before, I don't see that changing at all. Even if they are able to win a map here now, I think Cho'Gall is just going to be a consistent ban from here on out. If that happens, we now have also Mal'Ganis and Maiev banned again. That leaves us with the ban on Thrall. It's a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked to see Thrall here, but I mean, it was more or less expected. This is game 3. 20 heroes have been banned. 18 are permabanned, so 38 are gone. And that already forces you to adjust a little bit. Could see Rexa for the top lane. Zagara on Dragonshire is always a potential pick for the teams. And Rospedol starts it with VARIAN. So they're trying to go for a taunt build and are trying to get some burst in. With Ana Li Ming. Ooh. It's always the same thing. You know, you see some picks made by Ultralisk or by Ubi, and you're like, how can they let this happen? And then you think about all of the other heroes that they play, where you just always think like, oh, and you realize that you just can't ban all of them out. Can't ban Zeratul, Kerrigan, Li Ming, Tracer, Maiev, and what else not. So, yeah, nano-boosted Li Ming in the hands of Ultralisk, that could be brutal. We get Stitches and Alarak. That's interesting. What does that mean for VARIAN? Is VARIAN gonna play Smash? Or what are we getting here? I guess you could still go Taunt. But then you're essentially running a double main tank plus Alarak. Seems a bit much. So, okay. Curious. Kind of curious what we're going to get here. Now, at that point, we have ETC banned out, Uther banned out. Don't want to have that hook and then Uther following up with the stun, and VARIAN coming in, slowing or stunning you. Alarak with another combo. So at some point, you gotta be... Yeah, you gotta be like, hey boys, I'm done with this. But we get Arthur's and we get Zagara. So there's our Zagara pick that we already expected. Arthur's gets taken too. So, yeah, if you hook him, then he's going to start to slow you down and create some opportunities for the rest of the team. Still leaves us with Ubi as a final pick, though, and we, of course, need also a side laner. Unless they're swapping things around a little bit, they will run Arthur's as the main tank and then get somebody onto the side lane. So, there's that. And the final two picks for the red team, we get Morales and Abathar. Okay, that's Twin Blade. They're playing Twin Blade here. We're getting VARIAN Twin Blade with Abathar support on Morales. The meme machine has officially arrived. We're going to Dragonshire with real meme blade VARIAN performance with full on support. With the stim drone, with the pocket heal and Abathar value. They're going for it. Malthel is the final pick, everybody. Dragonshire, this is going to be wild for sure. Let's head straight into game number 3. So it seems like we're going to get the meme machine here. Also puts a bit more value on that Arthur's pick that we saw from the Kings. Apparently they expected some memes already when they saw that VARIAN pick. So we get Lopaka on Arthur's. We have currently Scorch on Ana, Ubi on Malthael, Morenas with Zagara, and Ultralisk on Li Ming. Right side of the map, that's where things get interesting. Machko on Stitches, we got Lavakal on Abathar, Arian with Alarak, Itrax with VARIAN, that's going to be High King's Quest on level 1, and then Balor on Morales. And there's the High King's Quest, as predicted. I thought when they picked him initially that it's going to be some Smash style, but it seems that the Kings instantly identified that this is going to be potentially meme blades with support. So they picked Arthur's, that's definitely going to help a lot. And we get Infest for Zagara. And no! You see, you try meme blades and he instantly dies. VARIAN just... yeah, it just sucks. Even before he picks meme blades, he's already getting memed. So he's the first one to fall. He fully laubered, died before the 1 minute mark. And Abathar at the bottom of the map, he could at least come in and slap a little bit. But that's an easy first blood now for the Kings right there. And, yeah, Zagara, she's sitting topside now from the looks of it. Sad moment for VARIAN. And still trying to go for Morenas here. Not again. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. He came, he saw, and he died again. Veni, Vidi, BG. Yeah. That sucks. That's 2 kills against VARIAN pretty much immediately. So the master plan is currently not working out. And Zagara is getting Infest and Inspire value. And is able to basically drop that wall as they're going for the camp 2. So VARIAN is back. And okay, so Itrax is like, okay, 3rd time's the charm. I got this now. But, whoa, Ultralisk gets denied on the Dragon Knight. Thanks to VARIAN at the top. That was close. That was really close. Level 4 talents are in, and they will now hit for Rospedol, so it's time for the meme blades. Let's bring it, baby! No, they go smash! Oh, that, I was right, they were wrong. Okay, that is just no balls. That's a no balls pick right there. I mean, come on, boys. Smash? Really? With that? With Morales, Abathar, you go smash? I'm a little bit disappointed right now. I was all on board for the meme blades train, but apparently not. We're going smash. We're gonna yell a little bit. Yeah, look at that. He's back at the top line. Veni, Vidi, PP. He came, he saw, he peed his pants and ran away. That's what's happening with Aatrox. Yeah, trying to get Abathar in. Who's not respecting the 1v1 here? No. So yeah, already on the way back out. But they got the double control again. Alarak a second too late to disrupt Ubi here. So the timing just not working out for him. So, well, they are trying to go for the Dragonite, I suppose, this time. Malthael, nah, they can't get it. Varian is taking over at the top. But again, so clutch. That's the second time now that it was this close. Arthur's died. Finally a kill for Rospedol. Stitches goes down at the bottom of the map. But here in the middle they are hunting Malthael. And Ubi, yeah, he is going to die eventually. So he's trying to juke as much as he can. But falls. He was hoping to buy enough time for the rotation to happen from the bottom of the map. And then capitalize on that. But yeah, that's not happening. Zagara is very happy to push the top lane out. But now is about to get hit hard. Oh, the sleep dart missing. Still, Ana able to keep him alive. But that got scary for a second. That sleep dart, that could have meant a lot here. So they're coming in again with Infest, with, yeah, the Inspire buff potentially if they go for the structures. First they want to go for Morales, and even with the Abathar support, that is a kill. So yeah, they got the damage right here, right now. Varian is going bye-bye. And that is, essentially a double kill at the top now. Fort half way down, 50% of its HP gone, and now they're going for Stitches. And yep, Snitches getting Stitches, and apparently there's a lot of Snitches over here. So they get one kill, and now they're slowing down Alarak. There's a lot of StarCraft heroes on the side of Rospedol, and yeah, that's probably why they're going to have such a hard time. I mean, if there's a game out there that is nearly as dead as Heroes, then it's probably StarCraft. It's actually not quite true. StarCraft's doing way better than Heroes, as we all know. So yeah, good for them. But that's 6 kills to 3, and we got a 1 level advantage now for the Kings. So, despite the fact that they haven't gotten the Dragon... Now, that's a Dragonite. Yes! 3rd time's the charm. There it is. 3rd time's the charm. Finally, they got one. Still by nearly a level ahead, which means level 10 abilities in the moment. So they can push in the middle of the Dragonite. Get a bit more here. What is Varian's damage, by the way? Have we actually seen an ult? We have seen ults, yes. He is at 7,000 damage. Alright. 7,000 damage. That puts him at half of what we get from Alarak. Level 10 is now ready. Down here, Lopaka is having a good old time. They are pushing in the middle of the map for the fort just a little bit with Ultralisk, but at the top lane, that's where they have a bit more value potentially available, and where they're now trying to see if they can get maybe just a tiny little bit more. Maybe drop that fort, because you still have that mule against you. So if you give him too much time, yeah, then he's going to just repair all of that. But mule is eliminated. They're collapsing onto them. They have a level 10 advantage. They force the fight around it, and rightfully so. Get the kill on Morales again and drop that fort. Nice top lane value right there. Job well done. And immediately they're moving towards the camp to try and get themselves also more value here. So, yeah. Steal the camp away. And they're just looking absolutely fantastic here. But they might lose Zagara. It tracks! And he doesn't make it. Varian is dead again. That is now the 4th time that Varian has fallen. Malthael, he's getting some top lane value for the team. And in the middle, we have Lopaka pushing again for the fort and starting to do a bit more work there. So Malthael, he at least gets caught. And I don't think they can save Ruby. He can waste their time a little bit, but that's the best that he can currently hope for. So Malthael is gone. That's kill number 4 for the red team. But as I said before, it wastes a little bit of time. And essentially just means that they are able to claim the fort in the middle. So that's now another structure eliminated. As they're slowly making their way down towards the bottom of the map. And yeah, that's exactly where we are for now. So the red team is still, I mean, they're still trying to get themselves some kills. They go for Ana, try and drop her now. And Ana gets crushed. Finally, a little bit of a sign of life that we're getting here. I like it. So, they're able to make that work, and now they go for Arthur's, and all of a sudden, Rospedol doesn't look that bad anymore here. Losing 2 forts hurts, but at least they're bringing the kills in and can technically try and get some structures destroyed themselves. On the kill count, they're closing the gap at 6 kills to 8. Alarak is getting himself some sadism, which is neat. And Stitch is, of course, waiting for level 13 so that he gets his hook range and extended and can play around that. Zagara went Nidus, so she's trying to control the map as best as possible and is pushing at the top now. Quick reminder, Infest build and has the Inspire buff, and nobody's actually doing anything here. They're leaving Zagara at the top all alone. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake, actually. Even with Abathar healing this out. That's the entire wall now destroyed. So once the fight at the bot lane is over, Zagara moves back out. But yep, that is the gate and the tower's gone. Zagara stays along a bit longer. Knows that the fight at the bot lane has broken out again. So she's getting value. Ana got gorged. Can they get the kill again? I think they might actually miss. Nah, they get it. They get it. Ana is gone. Stitches survived. And now they have the hook range extended. But the problem is they're paying for all of this with a keep. And that is not worth it. Yeah, all of that costs them a keep. 9 minutes into the game. Oh, boy. That is nasty. And, of course, Zagara is just utilizing the Nidus network and is retreating. But that top lane has been absolutely demolished now. 1 level behind, even though they caught up in kills. At least decent sadism that we're getting for Alarak. But I gotta say, this is still troublesome. And top lane is one of the most difficult lanes to push because of the Bridge of Death. So Zagara from here on out should have an easier time. And of course that also means that top lane shrine is essentially now just theirs. Because this is going to be very difficult to push into by them. So yeah, good luck with that. Stitch's hooks is one of the big tools that they can still use to try and bring this one back. Get a good hook and gorge. Maybe here, right now, as they're going for Lopaka. And yeah, Lopaka gets hooked again, gets gorged. In comes Ubi, but this should still be the end. Ubi with the Tormented Souls. Arthas is dead. And we get the, yeah, we get the ult from Morales on Varian. But Ubi is going to likely fall once more. And Zagara is just bringing damage through the top lane and is now moving instead into the middle, trying to take this one out too. So she's essentially all over the place, trying to force them back. And the red team is just refusing to match this properly. They're only sending Alarak back every now and then, but that's basically all of it. So, yeah. Still not a single structure destroyed by Rospedol. They haven't even gotten a Dragonite yet. They are catching up in experience a little bit. Ultralisk! Oof. Close call, my friend, and a little bit ballsy to still stick around here. Zagara, talking about ballsy, he's just saying, like, you know what, Alarak or no Alarak, I'm just going to steal the camp away. And it's actually working out for them. Arian is not able to grab it, so now they have more pressure through the top. Next wave is taken down. Ana apparently has a subscription on a nice little tombstone and grave, because she died again. So does Lopaka. Well, actually, does he? There's Syndragosa. No, he doesn't! No, he doesn't! There's the ult. That's the kill on Stitches. That's the kill on Varian. Zagara's on the core, by the way. And Arthas finally goes down as they can go for another Dragonite. Morenas is essentially thinking, should I go for the keep? Do I just go for the core? I mean, what am I going to do here? Alarak is back, and I think now Morenas is dead. I think he didn't expect that. So yeah, he's dead. Morenas is dead. He's trying to get at least some core damage. And yeah, that's gonna work, but the problem is you still have a mule, so yeah, even if you damage the core, you're not gonna win the game here. So Zagara is dead, but Ubi gets the Dragonite. The red team is actually ahead in kills now. The red team is ahead in kills at this point. 174 sadism, by the way. That's 40,000 damage for Alarak. Li Ming is at 60,000. Slight difference. But, yeah, big impact here, of course. 2 forts destroyed, 1 keep destroyed on the red team side. Nothing has fallen yet at the side of the Kings. Varian is again jumping in, yelling, "Roar!" I said a long time ago already, every single time that you hear Varian yelling like this, when he picks Smash, this is basically him just venting his frustration. It's all of the pain that he feels that has accumulated over the years because he has such an embarrassment as a son. And he has to bottle it up, you know, because he has to be strong for other people. But every now and then, when he picks Smash, he can just let it all out. And that's what you hear in that cry. It's that pain of looking towards Anduin and realizing, this is my flesh and blood. This is what I created. This is mine. You would scream too. That's where that comes from. Oh, no! That's that. But yeah. So I sympathize. I sympathize. Hooks are missing a little bit here, but the attack in the middle, that's a different story. I mean, they are going for another keep now. And here comes Syndragosa. They go again for Stitches. But he gets out. The keep would like to run away too, but it can't. Would definitely take that option though. But yeah, so the keep is the one part of the equation that cannot run away. So it's still just standing there and is taking the damage. We're having VARIAN jump in again, ready to yell a little bit more. But it might just... No, Ubi gets away. Ubi gets away? So I thought. And then Abathar gets the kill here. There's the hook and Gorge and Ultralisk. Damn, son. Calm the fuck down. Ultralisk, what on God's green earth is he doing here? Holy crap, dude. 176 sadism here for Alarak, and he's not making it. Nope. That's the sadism gone, and that is game. But Ultralisk with the resets. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Totally murdering them. And well, that is game. That's a 3-0 for the Kings as they move on to the next round of the winner bracket. Brutal statement that they made here. Rospedal, they drop down into the losers bracket, and the Kings take the third victory in a row. They lock in a W on Dragonshire. Well done, GG, and well played.